Good morning, guys.
Hi.
Okay. Well, for today, I bring you something different, I think, because probably you are like fed up of independence and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So today class is going to be kind of different. I bring you what I call Did You Know? Of course. About independence, okay? Why unknown facts? Because you probably don't know a lot of things about, well, what I'm going to talk about. And this is going to be really different, okay? So, are you ready? Let's start. First,
clase es ilegal.
what?
Su clase es ilegal.
Well,
Nadie
first,
da clase, puro
first,
Hood.
independence
Legalismo.
began on September 16. Did you know that? But when we celebrate independence, when we celebrate independence,
El 15.
exactly, 15. So, why do we celebrate independence on 15 instead of 16? Well, here is the answer. Do you remember this guy? This guy named Porfirio Diaz. He was the best president of Mexico.
Gracias.
Exactly.
Sí.
No
Well,
supera a Santana.
eh?
No supera a Santana. Ese sí
Santana
fue
wasn't a
mejor.
good president. No.
Ese compa era una bestia.
Claro, regaló la mitad del país.
Chetadísimo.
That's not true. Did you know that?
Pues según yo sí regaló la mitad del país.
No, he didn't.
No,
That's an
¿no fue?
interesting point also. No. It was the
Primero
church.
Texas se independizó, ¿no? Y
What?
después, o sea, primero Texas se independizó y después se anexó a Estados Unidos, ¿no?
Exactly.
Y de ahí empezó una guerra.
Exactly. Very, very, very good. Yes. And the war ended with the delivery of the other states, Arizona, Utah, blah, 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 Wyoming. But he didn't give it as a gift or something like that. Santana was the face of that movement, but he didn't do it. It was the
Para mí
church.
fue
What?
malentendida. Lo están menospreciando. Fue buen presidente.
No, I don't think so.
Tampoco tanto, crack.
Que la quememos.
No, he wasn't a good president, but he wasn't the worst. Okay. But yes, it was the church that, well, that it is a really difficult thing to say, but it was the church, the one that gives that states to United States, Arizona, Utah.
La iglesia más que ayudar siempre perjudica a todos.
Yes, yes, yes. The church has make a lot of things. That I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to make it wrong, right? But well, the thing is that Mexico is always been so joined with the church, and the most of the time the church want to control everything, and well, that's the problem. That's why it was good to separate the church and the state, because they didn't have to take that decisions. But anyways, that already happened. Okay. Well, we were talking about Porfirio Diaz, right? And Porfirio Diaz, born on September 15. Therefore, he celebrated his birthday, his day, this day. Okay. So, from 1910, with the centenary of independence, it takes place on September 15. So, remember that when we are celebrating independence, we are also celebrating the birthday of Porfirio Diaz. He decided to celebrate the independence that day so the people don't forget his birthday. That's why we celebrate it on 15 and not 16. And this point I already told you, that we are the only country that celebrates the beginning of its independence instead of its consummation. And that's really interesting, I think. Well, next point. What did Miguel Hidalgo scream? Some of you on your homeworks of the true face of Hidalgo found the true scream of Hidalgo when he started the independence, the famous Grito de Dolores. That wasn't as we know, but okay. It is not known exactly, but some maintain that he shouted, "Long live the Virgin of Guadalupe," of course, because he took the banner of the Virgin. "Long live the Catholic religion," of course, he was a priest. And "Long live King Ferdinand," okay? Remember, he was the legit king, but instead of him, it was Joseph Bonaparte on the throne. That's why he says, against the Napoleon's occupation of Spain, okay? Others, on the other hand, maintain that he pronounced death to the bad government, "Long live Mexico, live the independence." That's the most whispered and accepted version among historians. Of course, each year the president goes and make the bell rings and shout these things, right? But well, here is the truth. Next point. Miguel Hidalgo, the father of the fatherland, el padre de la patria. Sometime I ask you if you remember the true name of Hidalgo. Well, the complete name of Hidalgo. And here it is, okay? His full name was Miguel Gregorio Antonio Ignacio Hidalgo y Costilla Gallaga Mandarte Villaseñor. Amen. Okay, the name is really long.
Bien cortito.
Yes, sure. On that
Solo
time,
tiene como 5 nombres y 3 apellidos.
it was really common on that time if you had a really long name. Actually, most if you were part of the church, okay? But yes, here are all the names. And well, another interesting fact is that it is said that Ignacio Allende and the priest Miguel Hidalgo were not very good friends. Do you know that? Because they had their differences regarding the direction of the movement should take. Of course, they were in favor of independence, but they weren't friends, okay? It is even said that Allende himself tried to poison the priest in 3 occasions. Wow, that's something, right? But okay. And what happened with this man? Okay, Miguel Hidalgo, we know Miguel Hidalgo for this picture, right? This picture is really known around the world. It's like, we talk about Miguel Hidalgo, here is Miguel Hidalgo. But can you remember your homework? The true face of Hidalgo? What did you find?
Que es altamente probable que ese tipo no es Miguel Hidalgo.
Why?
Porque él nunca se retrató a sí
Exactly.
mismo durante sus años de vida.
Exactly. So we don't know actually his true face because of that. He didn't have a picture, and also during the New Spain, the Spanish authorities prohibited and destroyed any reference of him. Okay, so what do you think? Well, no. What did you think when you found the homework? It surprised you or not? Or it was like,
Sí, porque sí cambia bastante.
it was interesting, right? Well,
Yes.
it was during Maximiliano's empire. Remember I told you that Mexico had two empires? The first one is for Iturbide and the second one is for Maximiliano. Well, during the Maximiliano's empire, an attempt was made to spread the image and history of Hidalgo with the intention of promoting patriotism among the population, because he wanted to make bigger the nationalist sentiment of the people, of course. But when no image of Hidalgo was found, they decided to take the image of this Belgian priest and botanist who was part of the entourage of the Empress Charlotte. So remember that this image, the one that we know, is of his botanist, okay? Not of course, Miguel Hidalgo. And well, since then, that is the image we know of the father of fatherland. And these figurines that we have in here are the only thing that remains of the time of Hidalgo. This is the only thing that was made on the years of Hidalgo that has his face on it, okay? And these figurines are on the castle of Chapultepec. Have you go to the castle of Chapultepec? Do you know it? Do you know the castle of Chapultepec? That is in Mexico City?
Así es.
Sí,
Very good. Great. That castle is gorgeous. It's amazing. If you hadn't go, when you have the opportunity, go. It's gorgeous. Well, you can find this statue in there, okay? So that's the only thing we know about Hidalgo. And of course, we know a lot of pictures of him. On your homework, you already put me a lot of images that you found, but they are, of course, are the closest to the image because of all the speeches of the other people that know him. But okay. Next point. Could the battle time be shortened? Okay. Did you know that the battle or the fight for independence could finish sooner? It could finish on the same year that it started, but it didn't happen, right? That's too bad. Well, why? On October 30, 1810, one of the most important battles victories was won by the insurgent arm led by the priest Miguel Hidalgo at Monte de las Cruces. You remember this battle, right? Well, this combat opened the door to Mexico City. So Allende wanted to advance and take the metropolis to end suddenly with the war started in Dolores. What does this mean? Well, if they took the city, that means that they could win. If they had took the city, they could win and finish the independence battle, okay? But what happened? Well, Hidalgo perhaps was still overwhelmed by the violent scenes of the violent scenes he witnessed in Guanajuato. We are talking about the took of Alondigado Granaditas, okay? Where his uncontrollable host caused much death and pain, preferred not to advance, inexplicably ordered the withdrawal of the contingent, and headed for the western area where he thought he would recover and reorganize better his army, sorry. Okay, so it was amazing. He didn't want to advance to the city because he was overwhelmed yet for what happened on the took of the Alhóndiga of Granaditas. That's really bad because imagine by this time the anger of Allende when Hidalgo decided not to go forward to the city. It was like, no, why? We could probably win. That was really frustrating. But anyways. Okay. Yes? Okay, the column of independence. Do you know where this column is? Of course you know.
Así es.
Sí, sí.
Where is it?
Ciudad de México.
Exactly. Yes, of course. This column is on Mexico City. Well, there are important things and interesting things about this column. This column was made on the time of Porfirio Diaz because they were celebrated in 1910, the centenary of the independence. He decided to make this column, okay? Well, in 1833, the heads and bodies of the four main shot and beheaded leaders in Chihuahua were ordered to be transported with honors and responses to the foot of the altar of the kings in the Cathedral of Mexico. Now, the mortar remained in the cathedral until its transfer to the Independence Column in 1926, commonly called Angel of Independence. Well, Angel of Independence, okay? So, yes, do you know that in here are buried the bodies of Hidalgo, Allende, Leona Vicario, and all that characters? Did you know that?
No.
That's interesting,
No.
right? Yes, nowadays the bodies of them are in here. So it's kind of a tomb.
¿Y si son sus cuerpos o igual
yes,
falsos
yes,
como
yes.
el retrato?
No, they decided to take the bodies and bury it in there. That's why it was constructed, the column, like a monument, and of course like a tomb, because of course it is celebrating the independence. And yes, and did you know that you can enter in there? You can enter in this part.
Eso sí lo he visto. Es
Ah,
como un tunelcito
exactly.
y escaleras.
Have you gone?
No, yo no sabía. No.
Wow. Me neither. I haven't gone, but I obviously know that column. Well, that's another interesting fact inside in there, okay? If you enter to the column, you are going to see this man. And you're going to say, well, who is this man? Okay? This man is named Guillén de Lampart. Guillén de Lampart, wow, his history is here. He was an Irish immigrant, conspirator, soldier, revolutionary, and mystical poet who traveled to the viceroyalty of New Spain. He wanted to pass himself off as the son of Felipe III of Spain, with the idea of ruling the Spanish colony, and once in power, freeing Indians, blacks, and mestizos. He was discovered, prosecuted by the courts of the Inquisition, and sentenced to death, burned alive at the stake. Well, many consider him one of the forerunners of independence, and his statue is found inside the Independence Monument in Mexico City. Yes, he wasn't going to be there just because, right? He has a history. And now you know it. He was like the first person to try a kind of independence thing. That's interesting, right? And not a lot of people say this. But yes, that's the truth. This man tried to make a kind of independence, passing himself as the son of the king to rule the New Spain. Okay, let's go to the next point. And the last one, actually. Women in the independence movement. There were a lot of women participating in the movement, did you know? But we don't talk a lot about them. And well, the most important and the common ones are Leona Vicario and José Ortiz de Domínguez. But, well, and here it says, Leona Vicario and Josefa Ortiz de Dominguez are two heroines who constantly appear in history books. However, they are not the only women who were involved in the armed movement. There was also a lady named La Costeña who participated in the siege of Cuautla, providing food to the warriors without measuring the consequences. Yes, she was in danger, of course. It is not easy to provide something to the insurgents on that time, okay? And well, the only woman buried in the column is Leona Vicario, as I told you, because the other great heroine of independence, Josefa Ortiz de Domínguez, la corregidora de Querétaro, is still buried in Querétaro, okay? And well, this woman is amazing. Her history is incredible. Her name is María Ignacia Rodríguez de Velasco, known as La Güera Rodríguez. And she has a really interesting history also. And well, there are a lot of things that we don't know actually. Well, did you know that in the battles of independence, they used to use cannons to battle? And the cannons, you have to call them so you can use them again. And of course, they used to use buckets of water and throw that water to the canyons so they could be cold to use them again. But there is a battle that is really funny that the water the water that they had finished, so they didn't know what to do because they need to continue battle. And the women that were in there decided to pee on buckets and to the warriors use that pee to cool the canyons and continue battling. So there are a lot of histories on this moment and in a lot of moments of Mexico history that are really interesting, but anyone talk about them, okay? But I do. I like all these kind of facts, so I like to tell, okay? Well, I hope you like it. That's my today class. Kind of different, right? That was the point.
Estuvo interesante.
Thank you. That's great. That's the
Oh,
point.
cool.
Algo inusual.
Very good. So I accomplished the goal to make it interesting, something different, right? Well, let me say your names. Turn out your cameras, please, and don't leave.
Eso, eso sí que es ilegal, maestra.
Okay, Isa.
Me hizo Isa la 1.16 del Minecraft.
Presente.
Yes, sure. Elias is here. Luis.
Yes.
Luis. Where is Luis?
No vino el conde. Ya se fue a dormir el conde.
Here.
Are you sleeping, Luis? Eric. Fernando. Fernando isn't here. América.
Ese sí creo que no me hizo, fue a dormir.
Here.
Hannah is there, I know. Axel.
Presente.
Presente.
Very good. Amaury.
¿Ya nos podemos ir?
No, wait for me. Just a
Ay,
minute.
Hannah.
Valeria. Okay.
Here.
Yes? Okay. Fanny.
Here. Yes.
Yes.
Here.
Is there. Carol isn't here. Miriam. Miriam isn't here. Andre is there. Fernanda. You're there.
Here.
Daira.
Here.
Okay. And Mariana. Well, guys, it was a pleasure to meet you. Thank you very much. This is our last class, I think. It was for a short time, but it was fun. Okay. Well, thank you very much for everything, guys. Take care and enjoy your vacations.
Igualmente se agradece.
Thank you.
Sale hasta la próxima.
Bye-bye.